Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, October 22nd. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I will do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol GNPX. Big mover today, and now we're looking at a pattern that you could throw right into a textbook if you're putting together some sort of technical pattern, course or book. So let's just map out this pattern right here. We have our area of resistance right there. I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to imply that that was a great discovery or any sort of complicated thing to do. Very, very basic, but all that is important. And I say all that because when you have a lot of these quote unquote basic elements going on and a lot of these elements that a lot of other people are watching, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movements. And that's what I would argue is occurring here. So we have that area of support. We have that area, we have that area of resistance. We have this area of support, so green for support. And then to make the pattern easiest to see, let's keep it one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the huge explosive move right there. And then for you golfers out there, try to make it a little bit more visual, put a golf hole down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. So while nothing is guaranteed, it is certainly more than plausible to think that if the price comes up here and breaks through that level, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure. So if you like bull pennants, if you like stocks around this price range, certainly keep an eye on it. Next one, BIVI, and a pretty crazy chart with still some opportunity in it, but certainly the opportunities have shifted as this candle right there really kind of put a damper on things. But that 30-minute session right there, big drop, but with the big drop, the price is still up above a couple of key levels, specifically that purple line there, the 50-period moving average, and the pink line there, the 200-period moving average. But as far as I'm concerned, this is more so a pullback play. So if you only like to play breakouts, and yeah, this is probably not going to be, I'm not saying you can't find a breakout opportunity based on how things take shape on Tuesday. But as of right now, it's looking like more of a pullback to potentially right here. No guarantees, but is it valid? Is it plausible to think that the price could come down here, especially after such an overextended move like this, and find some support and then get a bounce back in the upwards direction? Absolutely. And then from a risk-reward scenario, assuming, of course, you're disciplined and will cut the loss, it's not like you need a massive bounce or anything like that. Even a very modest bounce would still be a potentially very nice trade plan relative to what was being risked in the first place. But like I said, I was a little while ago when I was looking at this, I was planning on talking about something completely different. But like I said, that 30-minute session right there really changed things around quite a bit. But if you do like pullbacks, then this could be something that fits into what you're looking for. Next one here, IVP, and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this one because same exact idea of what I literally just talked about. Started off very, very strong. Now we have this big old pullback here, but you'll notice where the pullback is at, and check it out. Didn't hit that purple line exactly, but very, very close. And then it has respected that purple line. So right now, purple line's been respected. A little bit of a hammer candle here is forming. So while all of that still does not guarantee anything, it certainly makes it more than plausible to throw out the question, okay, maybe this pullback is finally over. Maybe there's going to be a bounce back to the upwards direction. Respected the 50 period, got a hammer candle, is a bigger bounce coming. But again, no guarantees, so you got to manage that risk. But definitely if you like to play pullbacks, you like this price range down in the penny stock world, keep an eye on it. Next one, OKLO, and the uptrend continues on this one. Talked about this on Friday's video, drew in that resistance line right there, and you can see broke out, came back down, beautiful back test of the former breakout point before getting more momentum there. So overall, the uptrend definitely continues. I'm going to just get rid of both those levels, and we'll talk about some of the newest areas. So from a support standpoint, really at the end of the day, not to overly simplify it, but also just, let's not overcomplicate it either. Just continue to watch that purple line there. 50-period moving average, keyword there being moving. As time goes by, that line will continue to move itself higher and higher. So from an overarching standpoint, as long as the price is above that purple line, then the trend, the overall chart is perfectly fine. Again, emphasis on overall. I understand if you're a day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought right there and you wanted to buy and sell within 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden the price is down here. Well, yeah, for you, that's a very rough situation. That's a very bad situation. But I'm making these comments from just the overarching standpoint, so keep an eye on that. And then in terms of areas of resistance, very curious about that line right there. We'll see if the price can, potentially get up there, and if so, does it get rejected from there? But as of right now, that level is starting to establish a reputation from a technical point of view of providing some problems for the price. So keep an eye on that. But all in all, once again, put in a higher high today, a higher low, and from a trend building standpoint, that's what it's all about. Next one, NVDA, and overall good solid move on this one, and that comes from the opening 30 minutes. You can see right there, came up to that red line, which I talked about in previous videos, blasted right through it. Slight little pullback, never did quite back test it totally, but then got good continuation. So that's our first update, and this update is just based on a foundational rule and chart, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, they tend to act as support. So moving forward, right around 139.60 will be that initial level. But from a, again, bigger picture standpoint, as I just talked about, watch that purple line. As that line moves higher and higher, as long as the price stays above it, then overall the trend is fully in the bull's favor. And then in terms of levels of resistance, this thing is, let me just go to the daily time frame to just illustrate how this thing is now pushed to all-time highs today. So from that angle, it's essentially in a blue sky breakout territory. So we're back on the 30-minute time frame here. So that's good. Now, I suppose I could just say, and I'll just go with this, where did the resistance? Well, we'll just ask the question, where did the party finally stop today? And that was basically right there at 142.67. So that's just as high as it went today. So 142.67, the key area of resistance. But would I call that some sort of massive epic level of resistance? I would not call that at all. But just like I said, technically speaking, since that is the high, that's where the party stopped for the bulls today. That would be the key level. But all in all, very good start to the week here for NVIDIA. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering later on this week. If you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there is a link down in the description box you can use to sign up, or if you're watching at my website, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can use to sign up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Next one here, ticker symbol SAV, and this one is good solid pattern here. So let's get this pattern drawn into play. We have the support part of the pattern there. We have the resistance part of the pattern right there. And then I'll just keep it one color to make it as clear as possible to see. So we have our resistance, have our support, the big explosion there, the golf hole down here. So yeah, we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So I won't spend any more time on it. You've already heard me talk about bull pennants and self-fulfilling prophecies and all that good stuff. So all I'll say is if you like stocks down below $5 and you like bull pennants, keep an eye on it. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and nothing new to report for those of you that have been watching the video. And this is actually pretty crazy. I can't remember the last time Tesla has been stuck in a sideways channel pattern for this long. So yes, the sideways channel is still in play. And the reason I just keep doing it and talking about it is because it is Tesla, very, very popular stock. But if this is your first time watching one of my top 10 videos and covering Tesla, as we've been talking about, top of the resistance of the channel right there, 223.40, bottom of the support channel there, down there at 214.30 or 28, however specific you want to get. But the fact of the matter is this thing has been just chopping back and forth for multiple days now. So the question remains intact. Who is ultimately going to win? Do the bulls win to the upside? Do the bears win to the downside? We'll see what happens. Next one, LUMN. Very interesting situation here. And for this to make sense, let's just quickly go through the story on the day. So the story, very strong move, gapped all the way up there. Price then ran up to that area. Some poor souls bought right there. I hope they were using stop losses. And then just totally collapsed. But what makes it now interesting is after this total collapse, you had some strength, and now you have this nice little consolidation pattern right here. And does that guarantee that this thing is going to keep on moving upwards? Of course not, but it certainly makes it very valid to think, okay, maybe this downwards move here was a little bit too much. Maybe it was people just panicked out and they didn't need to get out because it wasn't as bad as what people thought, because now all of a sudden some strength has returned. Has it been an epic amount? No, but has it been strength? Yeah, absolutely. So because of that, it now becomes more than valid to say, okay, strength has returned. Is it strong? We don't know that, but could it be strong? Yeah. And that's the question. Is this strength legitimate? Meaning, is this one of these scenarios where we're going to be looking later on in the week and the price is all the way back up here because this was a leading indicator where it showed some strength right here that there is going to be some more upwards momentum to come. Now, again, risk management matters. Maybe this thing just completely fails. Totally possible too, Once more, I'll reiterate it. That's why risk management stop losses matter. But the fact of the matter is, this is a very interesting scenario here. So is this recovery and this consolidation here the start of a bigger move back to the upside? If you like these sorts of circumstances, keep an eye on it. Next one here, SYTA. Same idea, although not quite as drastic as the one we just talked about because, yes, we got a gap up, went right there, pulled back, but it's not like it completely collapsed like the other one did. This one did pull back some more, but now we get back to more so the similarities because you can see after the pullback here, there's quite a bit of leading indicators to suggest that maybe, just maybe, this downwards move is done. We have a nice slight little uptrend there, which shows that not only has the price stopped going down, it's actually started to quietly make its way back forward. And then we have ourselves a very well-defined area of resistance right there that if the price can break up through there, doesn't guarantee anything, but certainly makes it plausible to think that that might be the leading indicator, more momentum and strength returning, where the price could potentially make another run up to these highs. But if not, even if it doesn't, even if it makes it halfway, that could still be a nice little gain there. But overall, the psychology is the same. Strong start, nasty pullback. Now all of a sudden, consolidating out. Is this the leading indicator of more strength to come? We'll see what happens. Next one here, TQQQ. And overall, a pretty wild day, all things considered. And now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this line because I think there's a much clearer line that a lot of people have drawn. So this just goes back to I love the simple trend lines because simple trend line means a lot of people are watching them, which once again brings us back to that whole talking point of self-fulfilling prophecies. But by taking this high here and connecting it to that high right there, that gives us a pretty plausible, a pretty reasonable trend line. And it's also valid to think that, okay, a lot of people watching that level. So if the price were to come up here and break up through it, that break in and of itself could very well create additional buying pressure. So keep an eye on that level. That is, like I said, I think very, very interesting now moving forward. And then from a bigger picture standpoint, if the price does roll back over, preferably speaking, you want to see the price stay above that purple line. But even if it doesn't do that, you still have plenty of other areas of support below you. You still have the 200 period moving average down there. You have that trend line down there that I've drawn in from several days ago. But like I said, in my opinion, at least the most interesting dynamic here, especially with this afternoon where you're getting some more green. Can this green continue? And then can the green push up through that trend line? And will that produce a self-fulfilling prophecy of that much more upside buying pressure? Worth at least certainly keep an eye on if you like to play these sorts of scenarios of breakouts. I'll get to Bitcoin here in just a second, but for you stock traders out there, again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more, then definitely get signed up for the free live webinar. It'll be later this week, like I said, Thursday, October 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. And it is a genuine live event, and I say that because there will be a Q&A session. So if you have questions, please bring them. I'd be happy to answer them live for you. All right, now let's talk Bitcoin. One quick clarification here. I am now on the 4-hour time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 4 hours of time and not 30 minutes. And that's because Bitcoin is open 24/7. So in order for this analysis to remain relevant for as long as possible, I wanted to look at a longer time frame and then walk you through some questions. And based on how you answer those questions will dictate where things are currently at. So Bitcoin had a very, very nice weekend. Bit of a pullback here, but it pulled back to basically right at that line that I talked about in the video from Friday. So that'll be where question number one comes from. So let's just say you're watching this video 15 hours after I upload it. Question one is, where's the price at relative to 66,600? As long as you're answering the question that the price is above that level, everything is still perfectly fine. Because even if the price is somewhere right around here, that's still giving you a very clear high or low. That would give you this base here, and you look down here at that low and even that low right there, and you still have lows getting higher and higher. So like I said, as long as the price is above there, even if it's right at that level, the chart, as far as I'm concerned, still perfectly fine. Now, if you're saying, actually, Clay, the price is down below 66,600, next immediate question is, okay, well, where's the price at relative to the 200 period moving average? If you're answering the question that the price is down below there, and I'm still not going to say the entire chart's destroyed or ruined, but yeah, that would be a red flag and suggest that, okay, things are starting to spin out of control a little bit. I'm not saying they're totally out of control, but they're starting to spin a bit out of control. I'd be shocked if you're answering it in that way, but nonetheless, that would be the other question to ask. And then the other way, common sense will take you far. If you're saying, well, Clay, the price is above 66,600, but actually, Clay, the price now all the way up here at 71,000. Well, that's just telling you that things have gotten even better. That would be telling you that this pullback here has been broken and the price has picked up that much more momentum. So in that scenario, yes, Bitcoin would be doing very, very well. But in my mind, over the next 24 hours until I'm back again, very curious. Will the price remain above that level? So we'll see what happens. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader to get signed up for this free class, because what you learn about can and certainly should be used within the world of Bitcoin and crypto. So definitely get signed up for this for later on in the week. Like I said, it'll be Thursday, October 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, so I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, as always, if you enjoy these, hit that like button. If you're not yet a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. It's a free way to help out the channel, make a difference. So like I said, please hit that subscribe button if you have not yet, and let me know down below if you'd like for me to potentially look at one of your positions, and I'll do my best to put that in a future top 10 video. So thanks for watching. Get signed up for that free class, and make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.